family.
Alright, so now we've moved over to a different part of LA. This time we're outside of the entrance of a shabby little pawn shop down in the downtown area of LA. And here we see a young man walking by, covered up pretty well. So, go ahead and introduce your character to us.
Alright. My character's name is Rob Rich, but he typically goes by Hummingbird. It's a nickname that he got working with, all things criminal, including other criminals themselves. And he got this silly little nickname because every once in a while he'll get a little tune stuck in his head, and he can't help but to hum. So, it just caught up to him, and, now he has a cute little nickname.
Yeah. Alright. And as you're walking down the street, walking up to this old this old crumbled down pawn shop, what are you gonna be doing?
I actually got a tip that said this pawn shop had somebody came in previously to pawn out a very rare jewel that I would love to get my hands on.
Alright.
So
then, as you walk up to the building, you look around, look both ways, make sure nobody's watching, and luckily it seems like a surprisingly calm night, especially for the area that you're in. And, walk up to the building. How are you planning on breaking in?
Alright, well, I've done this before. They typically either have the front doors locked or, guarded with some sort of alarm, so gonna traverse around the building, see if there's any sort of back door, which there usually is. Everybody's gotta go take out trash at some point, and they're not gonna walk through the front door. So, I'm looking around the back, see if I can find myself another way in or out.
Alright. So then, as you're walking around the building, you head to the next door alleyway, and you see, behind the building there is in fact a back door, like with a nice classic buzzing LED light shining over it.
Perfect.
Alright, so I assume you're going to be trying to pick in the door on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna walk up to it, I'm gonna look around, make sure there ain't nobody following me or looking at me, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this door.
Yep. Seeing that the coast is clear, I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity plus larceny check.
Alright. 8d10.
Yep. One of the best.
Let's go.
And just remember, 5 or below is a failure, 6 or above is a success. And if you get 2 10s, that counts as 4 successes.
Okay, so I got a 6, a 5, a 4, a 1, an 8, a 10, a 4, a 4, for a total of 42.
Okay, so that's 3 successes. It's a little bit of a struggle. I mean, surprisingly good luck considering the shabby quality of this door, but you managed to get in, step inside, and you can see that the place is, it's pretty shabby, as everyone was saying. Walking in, you see, the classic display of, it's a really shabby place. I mean, you weren't expecting it to be this bad considering what the haul that they brought in, but it's just cigarette stains all over the floor. There's a drip coming from the ceiling. It's just a pretty shitty place.
Huh. Definitely would have thought that they would bring it to a better pawn place than this.
Yeah. You would have suspected that, but I mean, hey, I suppose sometimes no one expects to look in the shitty places,
That is always true.
Alright, so now that you're in, what are you planning on doing?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna look around, see if there's any cameras, any sort of triggers or alarms that might set something off. And I'm also gonna look around, see if there's any sort of armed guards or anything like that. See if there's any hired people.
Alright. I'm gonna need you to make me a wits plus investigation check.
Alright, I got a 9, a 6, and a 6.
Alright, 3 successes right there, not bad. Yeah, looking around, I mean, unfortunately it does look like there is a camera in the area, but luckily it doesn't seem to be aimed at you just yet. So, you're still pretty hidden. I mean, they definitely got some security in here with, the classic security alarm over by the desk and 1 or 2 security cameras in the building, but that's about it as far as you can see.
Alright. Seems like it's going to be a pretty easy job.
Alright.
So I'm definitely going to hug the wall or whatever I need to do to get past the sight line of that camera before it starts moving my way.
Alright.
And I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the front desk and see if I can't maybe somehow rig that button to prevent it from pressing. Just in case.
Alright. So then, yeah, if you're going to be messing with the some of the security inputs over there, I'll need you to make me another dexterity plus larceny check. And also, could you do a dexterity plus stealth break-in check, so that'll be 7 dice?
I got a 7, 6, 4, 5, 9, 4, and 9.
Alright. So yeah, you managed to sneak behind the counter. Luckily, it doesn't seem like any of the cameras have spotted you based on how good you were able to position yourself. And go ahead and make that larceny check for me to see if you can disarm this security system here.
Alright. And it was just larceny, so it's going to be 4?
No, it'll be dexterity plus larceny, sorry.
Gotcha, so it's going to be 8, even better.
Yep.
Right. 6, 3, 2, 8, 2, 2, 6, 1.
So that
Really
is
could have been
also 3 successes, so... I mean, it's nothing you haven't dealt with before. I mean, just classic. You gotta make sure you type in the right code, just cross the right wires, and boom, totally disarmed.
Here we go. Now
So-
I'm going to start looking around the place. I'm gonna just quickly glance at some of the stuff that they have more visible, because
Yeah.
I highly doubt they're gonna have this thing visible.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna glance around just to see, all the stuff that they got there visible, and I'm gonna also look around and see if there might be any cabinets, some hidden cupboards that that I might be able to check.
Alright, so if you're looking for the specifically hidden stuff, look into wits plus investigation.
Alright. I got a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Well, damn. Well, yeah, looking around, you don't see anything that really pops out at you. Just the usual junk, like some old guitar signed by some newbie in LA, a bunch of random assortments of pornos and DVDs that have surprisingly little organization going on. And yeah, at this point, you kind of realize you probably won't see anything big up front if they did even have anything hidden. It's more than likely going to be in like one of the back rooms or something.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna shrug it off and I'm gonna start heading towards the back room.
Alright.
See if I need to pick this lock or if they just happen to leave it unlocked during the night.
Yeah, checking the door. Seems like, surprisingly, they left it unlocked. Surprisingly, the one thing that they left unlocked.
Alright, perfect. I'm
And
gonna go ahead and head back there.
Yeah, as you step through, you see pretty sizable office. I mean, got a couple desks sitting there, a couple phone calls for anyone who wants to call in and see if they have anything. And, yeah, and of course, at the very back of the room, you see a big desk. Obviously, seems to be the one that's owned by the guy running the show.
Alright, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the big desk first, of course.
Of course.
I'm gonna start searching through it.
Alright. As you're searching through it, you can see, the usual stuff, like a bunch of pens, nice looking computer. But the thing that really catches your eye is the safe that's hidden right underneath.
Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna try and crack this baby.
Alright. Give me another dexterity larceny check.
Alright. That I can do. Got a 2, 8, 5, 10, 6, 8, 6, 9.
Goddamn, 6 successes right there. Sweet Jesus. Yeah, this safe, it is no problem for you. Like, you don't even need to pull out the equipment for this. It's just like, you are moving around so nimbly, and like, you can hear all of the pins click, click, clicking in there so perfectly. It just opens up for you in seconds. And, of course, in there, you can see a few piles of cash. And, of course, you can see the item that you were looking for in there. What specifically does it look like to you?
I would say that this looks like a ring, but the jewel is abnormally large. It's almost like one of those cartoony rings that has like a giant diamond on it. It's not quite that big, but it is pretty big.
Very nice, very beautiful ring. So yeah, you take the ring, you stash it in there. You gonna be taking some of the money in there as well?
Oh, you know I am.
Oh yeah, of course. How much are you gonna be taking? You only gonna be taking a portion, taking all of it?
I like to keep a little space in my pockets just in case I come across anything else. So I am going to, I'm gonna take, I don't know, I want to say maybe like 70% of it.
Okay. So you'd probably end up taking like $800, $900 out of there. Pretty sizable wad of cash you got.
Perfect.
And, yeah, as you take everything out, you shut up the safe again, you step back up, and you catch a little glimpse of yourself in the reflection of the shut down desktop that's sitting there at the computer. Tell me, what do you see in that reflection?
Oh, well, see a tall, handsome man at 5'10",
Hell yeah.
wearing a black hoodie with a jean jacket over it. I got the hoodie up, of course. I've got black cargo pants going on, some worn-out white tennis shoes, not quite white anymore, but, you know, I've got some gloves on, don't want to show off any fingerprints, and I've got a black neck gaiter up. It has a nice little cartoony smile on it, just for, you know, just in case anybody wants to catch a glimpse. I just smile and wave.
Yeah, of
And
course.
a little less noticeable, you can't really see it with, of course, the black hoodie and jean jacket on, but I do have a white wife beater underneath. You might be able to see, like, the line of it over my shoulders, but not very well.
Oh yeah.
And I do have a, you see a little peak of a scar across my left cheek, just from over the gaiter, but you can't see it all. You can just barely see a little scar coming out.
Yeah. Pretty covered up by the gator.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, as you see all this in the mirror, you give yourself a quick wink, and you get ready to head on out with another mission all done and ready to go.
Perfect. I'm gonna head back over to the, step out of the office area, go back to the main room.
Alright. Unfortunately, right before you make it over to the door, you hear a couple footsteps behind the door.
Shit.
Anything you want to do? There's a couple desks around the room.
I'm absolutely, I'm going to, as quietly and as quickly as possible, step to go behind a desk and crouch down.
Alright. Go ahead and make me a dexterity plus stealth check.
Alright, I got a 7, 8, 6, 2, 9, and 10.
Damn. Not bad at all. So yeah, you get yourself pretty well hidden in there. I mean, as far as you can tell, looking around, it doesn't seem like anyone is going to be finding you unless they, like, actively look under the desks or anything. And, of course, right when you manage to get yourself into the perfect spot, you hear a couple of keys jingling behind the door, and you hear it open up. You hear a couple footsteps, and while you're looking out to make sure the guy doesn't see you, you can see a flashlight shining back and forth, looking across the desks, and you hear someone say, "Hey, buddy, I already know you're in here. Come on out. Police are already on their way. If you want to make this easy, then you can just come out right now. I do not want to have to deal with this bullshit in the middle of the night, so... Come on. What are you planning on doing?
Staying quiet as a mouse. I've done this before, and there have been plenty of times where the guards will say that. They don't actually know you're there. And there's also been plenty of times where they say the cops are coming, but they haven't called the cops yet. I'm staying right here until something for certain happens, and then I might do something.
Alright, fair enough. While you're waiting, you can see he kind of briskly walks through the office, just kind of glancing at a couple of the desks. Luckily, he doesn't glance it over in your direction. He's kind of just looking willy-nilly, seeing if he can find anyone. And right when he gets to the final desk, he looks over and he just sees some of the stuff shifted around, but luckily it doesn't look like he's noticed anything out of the ordinary. And as he starts to walk back to the door, it's like, God damn, this is gonna be a long night. As he walks back over to the entrance, and he leaves the door open, weirdly enough. What do you plan on doing now?
Alright, well that's a little bit convenient. I'm gonna stealthily, very quietly, and slowly start making my way towards the door back to the main area of this pawn shop.
Alright.
And when I get to that door, I'm gonna sort of keep my body out of the way of the doorway, but I am going to look into the doorway to see if maybe he's still here, maybe if something else is there. I'm definitely gonna look into the main room before I step into it.
Yeah. Looking out into the room, you can see, unfortunately, he is still there. He's not looking in the direction of where you are, luckily, but you can see he's on the phone with someone, and you can hear a little bit of their conversation. He's just like, yeah, no, officer, he couldn't see him. I mean, but it's very clear that someone did get in here. It's just door found unlocked, stuff kind of shifted around. I mean, it looks like someone tampered with the security. It's just, there's no way someone didn't get in here. I mean, how long is it gonna be? Okay, got it. Thank you, officer. Hangs up, goes back to looking around, seeing if he can find anything, and upon hearing that, you can kind of get the sense that you don't have much time left. It's kind of time to take off.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to, upon hearing that, I'm going to be a little bit of, shit. And I'm going to try and make my way, I'm going to go out the doorway. I'm going to try and make my way to the back entrance, the back exit, if you will, the way I came in. And I'm just going to kind of duck and cover between different rows of items and just try and make my way out of this place.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely do a pretty good job sneaking through pretty quietly. Although, unfortunately, while you were sneaking, you were right there by the door, but unfortunately, your elbow bumped something, and it fell, and as soon as it falls down onto the floor, you see a bright light shining on your face. Hey, who the fuck are you?
Room cleaning? I'm just gonna bolt for the door.
Yeah, I figured. Alright, so I'm gonna need you to make me a dexterity plus athletics check to see how quickly you can get away here.
Alright, alright, I got a 1, 4, 10, 9, 6, 2, 1.
Alright, so that's 3 successes, yeah. I mean, you definitely managed to get away. You can tell that the guy is chasing up behind you, but yeah, you just in time, you managed to slam the door open, run out into the alleyway, and right behind you, you can hear him catching up to you like, "Hey, you get the fuck back here! That was a... Oh shit!"
I'm gonna look behind me.
You look behind you, and you see something that you have not seen, like, in your years of thievery. You've seen the security officer lying there with a gun a couple feet away from him, and a pool of red is starting to build up around him.
The gun on the ground?
Yep.
I assume so, but okay. Sir, are you, shit. I'm gonna slowly make my way back over to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe
You move over
him a
to
little
him.
bit with my foot.
You don't hear anything coming from him. You try to push him, try to wake him up, nothing works. And of course, once you get close to him, you notice the massive spraying, gaping wound in his neck. Like, at this point, it is very clear that he is long gone.
Oh, shit. The fuck is this?
While you're looking at him, unfortunately, you can hear some sirens creeping up to the building.
Oh, shit. I'm definitely, at the sound of those sirens, I'm gonna start moving away. I'm gonna start going down the alleyway the other direction to just get out of the area.
Alright. And yeah, I'm going to need you to make me a composure plus stealth check.
Right. Got a 7, 8, 1, 1, 9.
So yeah, upon seeing this, you were just kind of freaking out on your mind. Like, it's very, you're doing your best to keep it cool, but you're kind of shaky. Like, you're trying to keep your cool and walk away as if you weren't involved in the situation, but it feels like you can just not stop some of the shaking you got going on. And
shit.
Behind you, you can hear few officers saying, "What the fuck happened here? Hey, who the fuck is that guy? Sir, do you know what happened here?"
No, I was passing by, down the alleyway. I'm not sure what happened here, officer. This is my first time seeing it. I didn't even see anybody come by here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Uh-huh. Well then, can you explain to me what exactly you were doing over here, sir?
My house is just a couple blocks down the way, but it's just quicker for me to go by this alleyway. This is how I usually go home.
I'm gonna need you to make me a manipulation plus persuasion check.
Alright. I got a 10, a 5, and a 2.
You can see, right when you say that, they are not buying it in the least. It's just a guy dressed up like you who happens to walk through here where they just heard someone get shot. They're not buying it. Alright, sir, I'm gonna need you to come with me. Hands behind your back.
Alright, as he's walking up, I'm just gonna keep on rambling. I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna slowly back up and let him come towards me a little bit quicker to close the distance. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what happened. I'm freaking out here. I was just walking home with my new shoes, these shoes, and as I say that, I'm gonna kick him back and make a run for it.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to make me a dexterity plus athletics check.
At a 9, 2, 3, 8, 5, 7, 2.
Alright, yeah, right when he gets up to you to detain you, you just fucking roundhouse kick him right in the gut. He gets fucking knocked back, and you can tell that it was a pretty good kick. He's just like, get that motherfucker. And
see you, coppers.
Yeah, right when you kick him, I'm gonna need you to make me a stamina plus athletics check to try to get away from these guys.
Right. The 10, 9, 9, 4, 9.
God damn! Yeah,
I'm out of here.
You were fucking out of there, absolutely. You were just sprinting down the street. You can hear these guys running up, trying to catch up to you, but you were just blazing out there. Alright, You gonna be trying to make any evasive maneuvers, running through some of the alleyways?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna take random lefts and rights that seem random, but I know where I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting my way out of here.
Absolutely. You are just sprinting your way through the city. You are just making all kinds of turns. Like, it's gotten to the point where some of the cops had to run back to their car to track up to you, and hearing the sirens on the way, you decide, shit, I gotta get down this alleyway here, and you sprint down to the alleyway, and while you're sprinting down there thinking you finally got away from them, you hear like a strange whooshing sound around you.
What's that?
And while you're questioning this, you just feel almost like this massive blow to your chest. And all of a sudden, just whoa, you are no longer in the alleyway. You are shoved into one of the old abandoned buildings. And, like, you can't see anything. This building is, like, very worn down and dark. You can't tell what's going on right now.
Fuck was that?
Get up.
Oh?
You hear me? I said get up.
Hey, okay, Jesus. Fuck.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hurt you.
Yeah, that's what all you coppers say.
Oh, oh, if only you knew. So, I see you're in a bit of trouble here.
I mean, yeah.
Can't imagine how rough it must be dealing with all this. I mean, I saw you over there dealing with that whole pawn shop business. I mean, I can't imagine it must have been easy getting into there, you know?
Yeah, well, do what you gotta do.
That is fair. That is fair. You see, I'm not a big fan of people like you. I gotta say that. I mean, and
Yeah,
right when he
fucking
says
blow to the chest. I can tell.
yeah, when you say that, he kind of steps into an area where there's a little bit of streetlight shining through the windows, and you just see this pretty lanky, tall man. You can tell he's of like Muslim descent. He's got pretty nice, styled up black hair, nice little bit of facial hair. Like, it's definitely pretty stubbly, but pretty nicely cleaned up. And right when he steps into this little bit of light here, he says, I'm sure you do have your reasons, but I need you to know something.
Yeah, what might that be?
You don't know me, but I just gotta say this right now. I'm not a fan of people like you. I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive, but it's just... Really? Taken from a nice man like that, he didn't do nothing wrong to you, and... You know, I mean... You just see this guy dying on the street, and the first thing you do is just walk away and pretend it didn't happen?
Listen, dying happens in this line of business, in this line of work, okay? I can't stand around for every dead soul, okay? I can take solace in the fact that it wasn't me. I didn't kill this guy. I don't know what did, but it wasn't me. And I can't just stand around and wait for the cops to show up, and they're gonna arrest me, right?
Yeah, maybe you didn't do it, but, you know, you definitely had a hand in it. I mean, you were trying to get out, he was chasing after you, and then trip, boom, dead. I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. It's just, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but are you really gonna tell me that nothing about this had anything to do with you?
I'd say my hands are clean from that situation.
So, anyways, not a big fan of people like you. As we've just discussed, I don't like your lack of accountability. It sickens me. But there is one thing I really do like about you.
Yeah, what might that be?
You're fast. You're stealthy. You know how to get shit done. That that is something that we could really use around here. So,
Trying to get me to join the cops?
I mean, you could say that. I mean, we don't deal with these guys here, but in a way, I guess you could call us that.
I ain't joining no coppers.
Alright, well then, let me give you the deal here. You come with me, I'll give you a few missions here and there, give you the resources you need. Heck, I might even give you a little paycheck or two every once in a while. Or, I could toss you right back out on these streets. And then, those guys out there searching for you, are they gonna have a good time? So, what's it gonna be, buddy?
I'm gonna look this guy up and down. And give a stern but curious look. What kind of missions you talking about?
Just a few things to make sure that some of my compatriots are kept in line. I mean, we're a very exclusive sort of people. I mean, we don't let people in willy-nilly, and we gotta make sure that A, nobody else gets let in willy-nilly, and B, nobody knows we exist. And I feel like someone with your kind of talents could definitely help in making sure that's how things go.
It's starting to sound to me like you're not part of no cops.
No. I mean, you mean these pigs out here? No, that is not the kind of work I'm in. I'm just a guy who makes sure that all of his compatriots stay in line, you know?
Okay. Is the pay good?
It'll definitely get you by, and at the very least, we'll do what we can to make sure that these guys don't mess around with you too much. I could make sure this whole incident goes away. I could just, as soon as they write that paperwork, boom, suddenly erased from the database. I could do that. If you work with me.
Those sound enticing.
So.
That sounds very enticing.
What do you say? You taking the deal?
I don't know. I'm trying to do more than just get by out here. I know. From the looks of it, trust me. It seems like that's all I'm doing. But I'm looking for a little bit bigger of a paycheck.
Well, how's eternal life for you? How's that sound?
I don't know what.
Yeah. It does have its caveats, but, if you do what you need to do, you make sure that nobody knows what's going on, you can live for as long as you want.
Okay. I'm sort of starting to understand this here. You're in some sort of cult shit. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with no cults. I think...
Oh, trust me, this has nothing to do with faith. This has nothing to do with some higher powers or anything like that. I am talking about real eternal youth. I mean, this might sound crazy. I get it. But tell me, have you ever gone down the streets? You ever seen that guy who just has that odd vibe coming off of him? That one guy who's just way too beautiful for it to make sense. Have you ever seen any of those people?
Yeah, when you've done what I've done, you've seen plenty.
Well, that's the kind of people we deal with. We're what we call kindred, Kind of almost like a family. We all work together, we all make sure we stay alive, stay sane, and in the end, as long as you don't piss off the wrong people, you get to just live your life for as long as you want. Of course, there are a few jobs you'll have to take care of every now and then, but hey, nothing's for free,
Alright, so I'm still looking at this guy, and I'm super uncomfortable, because this guy's very calm, and I know the power that he has just from that hit alone. I know the power this guy has, and the fact that he's still so calm, it's really throwing me off. And my character, Hummingbird,
Yeah.
he's sitting here trying to decide if he wants to. He's trying to get out of the situation, so he's trying to decide if he wants to possibly trip this guy up and get out of his sights, or if he's just gonna go with the flow to, get this guy to leave, and then go on with it. So he's looking this guy up and down, and then he starts trying to look at the environment. Is there anything that I can see? You said it's super dark in this area.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I can see now that we've been sitting in here for a minute?
Make a wits awareness check for me.
Okay. Got a 10, a 1, an 8, a 10, and a 5.
Damn, there's a critical success. Yeah, looking around, you can see, just general rubble, little graffiti, but there are just a few things that kind of stands out for you in a little pile over next to you. You can see surprisingly sharpened little, metal pipe just sticking out of the pile.
Ooh.
And it doesn't seem that far away either. All you gotta do is just take, 1 or 2 steps. You're within arm's reach of it.
Alright. So, the character, upon seeing this, knows exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna start talking to this guy again, just start rambling.
Mm-hmm.
As he starts, walking slowly but surely towards this sharp metal pipe.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna make any sudden movements, but he's going to take his time just to make it seem like he's pacing while talking.
Of course.
Not to give off where he's actually going or what he's doing.
Mm.
He's gonna continue to talk to this guy. He's gonna say, alright, so I understand where you're coming from. And I do appreciate the offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's very enticing. I love everything that you've said. Give or take a few things.
Oh, no, of course.
I'm still very... How should I say this? Confused, intrigued, very interested in this eternal life thing.
Oh,
is it real? And as I say, is it real? I'm gonna take this pipe and stab it through his gut.
Alright. I'm gonna need you to make me a strength plus melee check. Well, actually, no. Let's make it dexterity plus melee, because it is a pretty light pipe. It's probably made of aluminum or something like that.
Alright, so it's a 3, a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 9.
Goddamn. So yeah, you try to swing it right into his gut, try to stab it right through, but almost in the blink of an eye, he just sidesteps right to the way. And this isn't just something in a kung fu movie where it's just some guy dodging the bullets. No, he boom, almost in the blink of an eye. It's instant. He's right out of the way, and as soon as you try to stab at him, you could see his fist right in your face. I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity plus resolve check to see if you can dodge this.
Okay.
With a -2 penalty because of how fucking fast this guy's going.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. Alright. Got a 6, an 8, an 8, and a 2.
Alright. Yeah, you try to swerve out of the way, but he just clocks you straight in the face. And it's this isn't a normal punch. This is fucking WWE level shit right here. You can almost feel the bones smashing in your face, and you take 2 superficial health damage.
Ah! Fuck!
That was pretty good swing. Pretty good swing. That right there is exactly why we need you, okay? I like that. I like that you tried to keep me distracted there. I mean, any normal person probably wouldn't have even noticed. I mean, hell, they probably would have been dead there on the spot, but you could be so much more.
Shit. Join your stupid cult or whatever the fuck this is.
Alright. And when he says that, he starts stepping up to you. He, grabs you by the head and by the shoulder, and...
Hey, whoa. What's happening?
Oh, don't worry. This will only hurt a little bit. As he just clamps right onto your neck, and you feel this, like, sharp stinging going through, like, your neck. But after a couple seconds, it feels, like, weirdly nice. Like, almost like a full body, like, almost orgasmic in a way. It's so pleasant to you. But then, after a little bit of time, it starts getting cold. And you black out. And a little while later, you realize you're in the same building, but there's something, like, completely different. It's like you have this... You are completely disoriented. You almost don't know where you are or what's happening. You just feel this intense, like, hunger. And it's not like a hunger that you know. It's like a feeling that's gnawing at the back of your head to do something.
Alright, well, I'm definitely gonna follow this hunger. I'm gonna...
You get up,
just...
and looking around the room, you can see somebody tied up in the center of the room. In fact, I want you to make me a wits plus awareness check.
Alright, I got a 3, an 8, a 1, an 8, and a 1.
Alright. Yeah, as you glance at him, it's just really fuzzy at first. Like, you are totally disoriented. It almost feels like the worst hangover you've had in your entire life. But as you focus in on him, you start to notice a blue-looking uniform and a badge. In fact, you might be thinking this is one of the cops that was chasing after you yesterday. And, like, you can... Like, he is very well tied up. Like, he's got the gag and everything. Like, he is completely immobile. And you see there's a note attached to him, but you can't even read it right now. You were just so fucking hungry.
I'm gonna start trudging my way over, but getting really much more fast.
Hmm.
I'm hungry. It looks so good. Come here, copper.
And right in that moment, you can't even help yourself. You just bite into him, and you just feel this sudden warmth fill your entire body. It's almost like the best high you have ever had in your entire fucking life. And, like, you don't even question what you're doing. It just feels so natural to you. You are just, like, sucking from this writhing mass, and then eventually it goes limp. You finally come back to your senses, and you realize, yeah, this is 100% one of the cops that tried to get you last night, and you can finally see the note that was attached to him a bit more clearly.
Fuck. They're definitely gonna get me for this. Oh. What does this say? What is this?
You pick up the note.
Reading it.
It says, "Welcome aboard to Kindred Society. I know this is an interesting thing and one of the most interesting things you've probably had to do in your entire life, but this is your life now. Just do your best not to kill people, because, I mean, A, it'll drive even an immortal god crazy, and B, you definitely don't want people to notice. I'll be contacting you in the future, but until then, I've left a few rituals on the back of this note. Signed, the Contractor." And underneath that signature, you see a phone number.
Oh boy. Interesting is an understatement. I'm gonna reach for my phone, see if I still have it.
Yeah, you check your pocket, and you can tell that your phone is still there.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my phone, I'm gonna grudgingly enter this phone number.
Alright.
Call it.
You enter it in, and
Hey,
Who is this?
I just got this phone number. I'm not sure.
So you're the new guy I was expecting.
I guess.
How's it feel? Your first feeding, huh?
First feeding, is that what you call this? Ugh. I mean, sure, I was damn hungry. But, this is something else.
Trust me, the first time, there's nothing like it. And, where are my manners? I'm so sorry. My name is Gerald. I am the Baron of Los Angeles. And, yeah, welcome aboard to...
Baron?
Can just... it's... Basically it means I'm in charge of everything you do in here, so... Yeah, definitely don't get on my bedside. So anyways, now that you've woken up and you had your first bite, I'm gonna need you to stop on by. I'm gonna send you an address over your phone, and I would highly recommend deleting everything I send you, because we don't want anyone tracking that down, you know?
Yeah, sure, whatever, man.
Okay, good. So, make sure you get there tonight, because, trust me, you're going to want to hear some things I've got to say.
Alright, yeah, see you tonight, I guess.
Sounds good. And hey, welcome to the party. And he hangs up.
What the fuck?
It's come to my attention that this is the end of the video. Well, if that is the case, go like and sub. Bye.